The 4 best balance exercises for a safer life. Hi, my name is Doug. I've been a physical therapist for 30 years, and I specialize in helping people with balance problems learn to walk again. In this video, I'm going to show you a short exercise program with 4 exercises that you can do every day to improve your chances of not having a fall, improve your walking and balance, and have a safer life. Tapping. We're going to use this towel. You can use whatever you want. You don't even have to have a target, but I like having a target. A lot of people that have problems like Parkinson's disease or strokes, touching your foot to a target is a really great way to rebuild your proprioception or your awareness of where your feet are in space. In fact, a lot of people, they can't do this. They can't tap their foot. Now you notice I'm going back and forth when I do this exercise. I'm shifting all my weight to one leg and then bringing my leg forward. I'm just tapping. I'm not putting any pressure on my foot. I'm not standing on the towel. I'm just lightly tapping it with my toe. That's because I'm trying to make it a challenging balance exercise. If I put weight on my foot when I push forward, that actually makes it easier. And some of you might be doing that, and that's okay. But you want to try to get away from that. You want to try to not put any pressure on your foot at all. You also want to make as a goal letting go completely. But it's fine in the beginning if you want to hold with both hands, one hand, just your finger. However you need to do it to make it a challenge. It shouldn't feel easy to you. It should feel like a challenge. And at any point, stop and take a rest. Even though I keep going, I'm trying to show this to anyone who's watching it. And some people are at a higher level, so they might be doing it the whole time. I don't want them to be watching this video and just see me standing, but it's fine just to take a break at any point. You can sit down. Again, all of these are designed so that you can rest for 30 seconds up to a minute of each exercise and still gonna really benefit you. In fact, even if you rest more, if you try to do every exercise in this program, you're going to get better. If you find that it's hard, just stick with that one routine a couple more times until it gets easier. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to our next exercise. So our next exercise is heel to toe walking. So you're going to grab your chair and you're going to put one foot in front of the other, kind of like you're walking a tightrope, 2 steps, then turn around towards the chair and then walk back 2 more steps. If you can get 3, that's great. I'm getting about 2.5 here and I'm kind of running out of chair. You want to put your hand here for balance the first couple times you do it. If you're feeling confident, if you feel like your balance is good, by all means let go. And you've got that chair, you got 2 chairs next to you to kind of have safety. But if you want to hold on, that's fine. You can even just put one finger there just to be safe. I'm sorry, I've got to hold my wire up because it's getting in my way. But you notice I'm lifting my feet off the ground. My knees are slightly bent. You never want to be stiff-kneed when you do this. So as a reminder, always have a little bend in your knee. And I'm moving forward. And what I'm doing, the reason this helps you is because it's a narrow base of support. Normally when you walk, your feet are a little bit wider apart. You're not touching one foot to the other. By doing that, I'm narrowing my base of support, which makes me feel more unsteady. So practicing this improves my balance because it's challenging my balance. But there's another thing this does. It's also helping my proprioception. Proprioception is the awareness of where your feet are in space. By forcing myself to put my foot right in front of the other foot, it kind of reminds me where my feet are in space. And there's been a lot of studies that have shown that you can improve your proprioception of your feet by doing this very exercise. And again, if you're feeling strong, you can let go and do it. If you're not, you can also take a break at any point. It's always good on these exercises to stop and take a rest every so often. But I'm trying to demonstrate the exercise the whole time. So if I'm going and you're resting, that's fine. Take a break. Okay, our next exercise is single leg stand. So you're going to grab the chair, Shift all your weight to one leg, lift the other leg up, and then try to let go. This is a hard exercise. The goal is to try to stand for 20 seconds on each leg. And when I'm standing on this leg, my knee is slightly bent. You don't want to do it with your knee too extended. Now, honestly, this is one of the hardest exercises in my program. This is the one that I think benefits people the most, and I think this is the one that all seniors, people who've had strokes and Parkinson's, they should practice this as much as they can, because you want to maintain this ability to stand on one leg. The reason is because when you're walking, when you're going about your day, if you can't stand on one leg and something challenges your balance, it's very likely that you'll fall, because there are times when one leg is off the ground that we encounter soft ground substance or something in our way or something bumps into us, and that's when we lose our balance, when we're standing on one leg but we don't really have good balance. The reason that people shuffle is because they can't do this. They can't safely and confidently stand on one leg. So you want to practice it with this chair in front of you, because it makes it safer and allows you to regain that ability. Now, the most important thing when you're standing on one leg is the weight shift. And so what you should be practicing is using the chair to shift your hips over the foot that you're standing on. If you're struggling right now, when you lift the other leg up, you're right away falling back, it's because you're not shifting your weight enough. Watch how much I'm shifting watch my shoulders and my hips as I go my other leg. There's quite a distance that I travel to shift my weight over and balance. We just have a couple more of these to do. And I think we're ready for our next exercise. So our next exercise is backward stepping. So you want to grab the chair, turn in one direction, and just take a couple of steps in one direction. My hand's still on the chair. Turn around, facing the other way, and then take a couple steps. Now you might be wondering, why would you want to practice backwards walking? Believe it or not, even though all of us mainly walk forward, you're still walking backward throughout the day. When you're in your kitchen, when you're in your bathroom, when you're in your bedroom, you really are walking backwards a few steps. And if you never practice it, or if you're afraid of doing it, it makes it harder. And in fact, it's more likely that you'll lose your balance when you're doing something that you're not well practiced at. But the other thing is, walking backwards helps your forward walking, because as you're walking forward, if you run into an obstacle or if you feel momentarily unstable, being able to sort of take a backward step or even just shift your weight behind you easily will actually improve your balance. So you really want to practice this. Now, if you're struggling with this, it's fine to hold on to this. It's also fine to take a break at any point. In fact, I encourage you to stop at any moment and just stand there or have a seat on the chair and then go on. But if you're really not struggling, you can let go entirely and lift your feet up and walk backwards those 3 steps, knowing that the chair is next to you. Another thing that's important is that I'm lifting my feet off the ground. If you're doing this but you're sliding your legs along, I encourage you to grab the chair a little bit harder and really lift your feet off the ground. You want to practice almost a reverse of forward walking. So you don't want to shuffle your feet walking forward. You don't want to shuffle your feet walking backward. Okay. And if I'm going too fast, I apologize. Just go at whatever pace you want. All right, we're just going to do it one more time and then we'll move on to our next exercise. Okay, and I think we're ready for our next exercise. The best way to use the exercises in the video you just saw is to master each exercise before moving on. These exercises weren't meant to be a complete program that you do each exercise in order every single day. The idea is to do the first exercise, and if it's easy, only then move on to the next exercise. Once you get to an exercise that's difficult, you want to keep practicing that exercise every day until you master it. That could take days or even weeks. But once you master it, that's when you want to move on to the next exercise. I hope you found this video helpful. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. If you would like more help with your balance, Look in the description for a link to a course I created that can help anyone improve their balance at home.